Okay, welcome to the February meeting of Planning and Zoning for Mexico Beach. Just to remind everybody, we're volunteers. Advisory board, final decision is the council. If you have anything here that you're gonna get voted on, typically the council will follow our recommendation, but not always. But either way, I'd strongly suggest that you attend the council meeting, which is a week and a day from today. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they'll vote on whatever we take a decision and look at. So anyway, I guess we don't have any minutes, so can we call the roll, please?
Sure. Miss Lindsay?
Here.
Mr. Kerrigan?
Here.
Mr. Driver?
Here.
Miss Miller?
Here.
Mr. Masters? Mr. Hogan? And Mr. Kraus not present.
Okay.
Do we have another full packet?
Yes, they're right in the middle of the. Okay, we're gonna open the public part of the meeting for the first thing on the agenda we can make a decision on. And that's a replat of 2703 Highway 98 A and B. Request to combine two lots. Jeannie, you wanna give us a 1 or 2 sentence overview on this one?
Sure. These are two tourist commercial lots. I don't know if you guys know where the Jollies live. I think there were 5 townhomes there previously. The Jollies bought 3 and combined to build one home. And then Mr. Shepherd has 2 lots he wants to combine to build one home. The resulting parcel will be 40 feet wide, 39-ish.
Okay.
So that's the gist of it.
So,
This is a godsend because the way that townhome was, there was really no other way of building it back.
put it back. Okay, good. Well, we've been getting quite a few of these, which is encouraging. Anybody here representing 2703 Highway 98? Yes, sir.
Ryan. Yeah, Glenn Scoggin, A3 Engineering and Clays Construction. I'm representing Brian and Amy here tonight.
Okay.
And I've been talking with Gina and, just didn't realize that we had to combine this together. We had everything ready for the permit, and then when we submitted everything, it was brought to our attention that the way the site survey showed 2 lots, we needed to have it replatted. And then our surveyor did that. Roddenberry took care of that for us, and we've submitted that in, so we've got the new survey now, showing the one lot, as Gina mentioned, it ended up being 39.35 by 74.76. And the house fits well within the setbacks dimensions that we're putting in there.
Okay. Any other public comments? Okay, I'm gonna close the public portion, move it up to the board. Any board questions or comments?
My only comment is this seems consistent with things that we've approved recently with lots being combined this way to allow really a reversal of what the hurricane did in '95 that split so many things. It's returning it to some single family homes. So I agree with staff and approval.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Do we
I
have a
second.
second? Okay.
Okay, Miss Lindsay?
Yes.
Mr. Kerrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Driver?
Yes.
Miss Miller?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank y'all very, very much. Would it be inappropriate if I left the meeting?
No, that was the next thing I was gonna say.
Well, I have a 3-hour drive. I can't
You
go.
go.
Feel
Feel free to go.
But I feel it very important that I be here. I just want to thank y'all for considering us and allowing the shepherds to do what they're desiring to do. It's gonna make their night when I call them here just a minute.
All right,
So
great.
thank y'all so very much. Gina, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you.
Safe travel.
Y'all too. Thank you. Appreciate what you're doing. Bye-bye.
Appreciate the construction. We need all we can get.
Yes, sir. We're doing our best.
Next one is a replat, 220 Florida Avenue, request to combine 2 lots. I'm gonna open the public part of the hearing. And, is anybody here representing that particular property? Okay, I'm gonna close the public portion of the hearing and move over to the board. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Gina, you wanna give us a overview on this one?
Yeah, these are, larger lots on Florida Avenue, than we usually see, coming for combination, but same situation. Actually, it's a mother, father, son, daughter-in-law, I think. Anyway, family owns 2 lots. They want to combine it, jointly own it, and build one home. So, it'll create over a half-acre piece of property, so.
Yeah. Big one.
Yeah, the only thing is they have not submitted a survey that shows the actual legal description of the lot if it were to be replatted. So if y'all, if you did want to approve it, I'd say approve it contingent on them actually submitting that survey showing it combined.
Okay. Anybody else have any comments?
Well, I'll comment since I live across the street almost. It's a weird lot back there with that ditch run behind it. So I think this is a really good idea because like I said, it's a weird deal at the back of those 2 lots. So this will be much better for those folks.
Good.
So,
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve it contingent upon, help me out here, Gina, contingent upon them
The legal description of the replatted lot.
providing the legal description of the replatted lot.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Ms. Lindsay?
Yes.
Mr. Kerrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Driver?
Yes.
Ms. Miller?
Okay, moving along. Next one is a zoning change, 107 35th Street, HDR, High Density Residential to Townhome District. I'm gonna open the public portion of the meeting, and before anybody speaks, Gina, can you kind of give us an overview on this one?
Yeah, this one, when we created the townhome district, we looked at properties that were 30 feet wide or less. This gentleman owned this piece of property and also the one to the south. He had them combined for tax purposes only, so the maps that we were looking at showed them as one lot, but they're actually not one lot. So he brought that to our attention, which was after we approved everything. So, he was correct. He went back to the property appraiser, got them to split it because it was never really combined. And so he's here wanting that piece of property to be put in the townhome district, as it is a 16-foot wide piece of property, and it should have been included in there had he not had it combined for tax purposes.
Okay. So there's nothing on the property at this time?
Nothing, vacant.
Okay, so if it's combined, split actually, right?
Well, it's its own piece of property, and it always was.
Right.
It just,
Did it have one structure on it or 2?
it had 2. It had
It had two.
a home. No, I take that back. I think the lot was vacant, and it had a townhouse on the lot in question had a townhome on it. The lot next door to it was vacant,
Okay,
but it was shown as one piece of property. But it wasn't actually combined.
What's gonna happen to the other piece of property that was part of the 2?
It currently has a home on it.
But is it a townhome or is it a
It's
regular?
a single family home. It's a single family home. And it meets the setbacks of that piece of property.
okay. All right, anybody here representing that property? Okay, I'm gonna close the public portion of the meeting and take it up to the board. Any more questions from the board or clarifications needed?
Oh, there
question, because it was just based on my experience, so you have to educate me on it. When I had a piece of property split into two pieces of property years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was, they told us at that time, if we ever put them together, we couldn't ever take them apart again. So we pay taxes on two separate pieces of property. We can't even combine, we were told, no, I'm not wrong, that's for us even,
Well, that depends on where you were.
okay. That's my question, is this something that they did combine for tax purposes, because we were told if we combine for tax purposes, we could never do split, we couldn't have two buildable lots in there. I'll put it that way.
I'm not aware of
Where
anything
was
like
it?
that.
It's our property,
Here?
Yeah, I don't know,
Told me that.
I don't know,
yeah, that was the contingency when we went and asked for the split, somebody had put it together for tax purposes. And then we asked for a split, they turned us down the first time. We went back a second time and they said, but you will never be able, we split them, but you will never be able to put them back together.
was that property appraiser, Bay County property appraiser, or was that City of Mexico Beach? Mexico Beach.
So we built on one and.
With each council, keep in mind, they, just like you guys have your ability to change your mind depending on what's going on.
Yeah,
So,
we've been combining them,
Yeah.
so
And
in
you
this
can separate
environment,
them if
I
they
would say,
free.
yes.
right, yeah, I was gonna say, if they put this together, if it was separate before, when they put it together just for tax purposes, is it okay to separate them like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
and it never came here to be combined, it just went straight to the property appraiser and they put it together for tax purposes only.
mhm,
I don't believe the property appraiser does that any longer because of some things that happened years ago that, y'all are
Those could
probably
go
more
for
aware
us,
of it.
yeah. And there's been some lawsuits along the way and other things, so we're
but this.
a little more formal, I think, than maybe in the past.
Legit to be able to
Yeah.
split it.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve
It
or
says we're,
disapprove?
well, it says we're cleaning up the townhouse designation. I say that, I move that we accept this
Second.
and approve it.
Okay,
Ms. Lindsay,
Yes.
Mr. Kerrigan,
Yes.
Mr. Driver,
yes,
Ms. Miller,
Yes.
okay. Does anybody have any miscellaneous business or anything we need to clean up on or talk about? Anything coming down the road that we should know about, headed our way that we need to
Just have a question.
drive by or think about?
Just if you could give us a status on the town village PUD. I know they were moving along with some dates and that seemed to, we didn't hit those target dates, but anything going on now that you can report?
I know that they're still going through, they're getting some kind of finance, and that, financing is holding things up, but it's still moving forward. I mean, those things aren't quick, and when you get finance involved and questionable economic times, all those things are gonna, go slow. Now, I'll give you the silver lining on what's going on, and that is, remember I told you before the meeting, and this doesn't need to be part of the meeting, if you don't mind, we can close the
Yeah,
meeting
we'll close
and then have
it.
another meeting.
Do we have a, motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Okay, all in favor? Okay. Official meetings, planning and zoning for February